Okay, so as we look at our assignment number 5, we want to go to the end of our book and we are going to find the problems. So on page 561 in your book is where the end of the chapter problems start for chapter 13. So the first one you have assigned is going to be number 1 here. This is clearance fits. It says specify the class of fit, the limits of size, and the limits of clearance for the bore of a slow moving but heavily loaded conveyor roller that must rotate freely on a stationary shaft under heavy load. The nominal diameter of the shaft is 3.5 inches. Use the basic hole system. So based on that description, what you want to do, this is a clearance fit. You want to go to the RC charts and pick one that you feel would be appropriate. So the RC charts were on page 551, and all of the descriptions of the RC values or the RC classes are here. On their chart, you can pick one of these 3. You don't have to look at the machinery's handbook, but of these 3, which one do you think would fit the closest? There isn't necessarily a wrong answer. It's the application of finding the limits and the limits of clearance. Okay. So that's your first problem. So that's very similar to that example problem we did. And then number 4 is going to be the very same thing. Okay. And this one, you're going to pick another running clearance fit to fit that application. As we turn the page, you're going to see number 9 is the next one. Now, there is a mistake here. There is a mistake here. So you want to do a drawing similar to figure 13.5. 13.5. Okay, so cross out 13.4. You want to do 13.5. So it says here for any of the problems 1 through 8, make a diagram of the tolerances, fits, and you don't have to do the clearances are fine for your specification using a similar method to 13.5. So 13.5 is going to be the illustration that we looked at in example 13.1. Okay, so you want to do this. It was referring to this chart. Don't do that chart. Do this chart right here. Okay. I want to see how would you dimension a shaft and how would you dimension the hole with the limits that you just determined from the sizing. So the top part of this would be either number 1 or number 4. And then this would be problem number 9. So you would pick one of those 2 that we did earlier. Okay. Or not earlier, one of these 2. So this would apply for number 9. So you just want to pick any of the problems 1 through 8, which you would have done 1 and 4. So pick 1 or 4 and then make a drawing with the shaft and the hole. Does that make sense, everybody? So make sure you cross that out and put number 5. So 13.5. And then the last 2 are going to be using the spreadsheet to specify the dimensions of the shaft and the sleeve, compute the stress in the sleeve, and use the basic hole system. Okay, same thing for number 11 as well. Now, they don't give you a fit in number 10. I have listed on the side here what I did when I did it, and I went through things. I used an FN5, but if you want to use something else, you can. In the second one, they do tell you you're using an FN3. Okay. And then those are the problems that you have assigned. Okay. So let's take a look here. So once you have those 5 done, they're 10 points each, then you want to submit. And then you'll look at the calendar for the due date. I believe it's about a week from today. Any questions on the homework? And those last 2 as well, you can do screenshots. These are smaller Excel spreadsheets, so they're not as long as some of the other ones that we've seen. Oh, how do you want that drawing made? Can we, oh, you can hand draw it as long as, that's a great question, Eric. Thank you. So the hand drawing that's going to be similar, or the drawing that is similar to 13.5. Okay. The deal is this. If you're going to hand draw it, you need to use a straight edge. Okay. That's non-negotiable. You need to use a straight edge. And I need to be able to read your values. Okay, and I will not accept the excuse, I just don't have good handwriting. Then do it in CAD. Okay, so you have the choice. So if you know you have nice handwriting and you're like, yeah, it's a little bit quicker for me, I don't have to pull up CAD and stuff like that, please go ahead and use the hand drawing. But if you know yourself and you're like, my handwriting isn't the greatest, then please use CAD. Okay, I'll let you decide on that. But if I can't read it, I can't give you points. Thank you for asking. Any other questions? All right, then I will stop with this recording as well.